right, 12.3 homework help part 2. All right, I'm starting with number 5. Now, these numbers are kind of ugly, so maybe when you're doing your project, try to get numbers that aren't super ugly like this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in order. So I'm going to find the smallest number, which is 6,486, and I'm just going to keep going from there. So I'm going to... All right, I hit pause and wrote those because it took me a while to do that. All right. So there's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 numbers. So I know that I wrote those out right. Had to double check myself a couple times. But what I really want is the upper and the lower quartile. So I'm going to show you how to do that again. So I'm going to find the median. I need the middle of these first. So there's the outsides in. Okay, so these are the two middle numbers. So technically, my median would be right in the middle of there. So I just chopped this in half. If I wanted the median, I'd have to add those and divide by 2. But I just want the upper and lower quartile, so I'm just going to work with these. So this is my lower half here. And I need the middle of this. So I need the middle of the lower half. So there. It's actually this number right here. So that would be my lower quartile. It's the middle of the lower half. So I'll even write that. The middle of the lower half is called the lower quartile. All right, if the upper quartile is in the middle of the upper half. So I've got these numbers, I need to find the middle, which is going to be this number right there. If these were listed in order, this would not have been a hard problem, but the fact that they were all mixed up, I think that was kind of crazy. So the middle of the upper half is called the upper quartile. All right, next problem. All right, so number 6, we have a total of 21 finishers, 21 people, which means I'm going to have to write numbers in order. So thankfully, at least this one right here, these numbers are in order. You would probably want to rewrite them all out. So to save time, I show you I did this here. I might have to zoom out a little bit. So I rewrote those 21 numbers in order so that I could go ahead and try to find, if just look, that first number is 61.4, it's there. All right, so what I want is I want the upper and the lower quartile. Remember, you have to find the median first. So first thing I'm going to have to do is find the median, the middle number. So you could do it mathematically. There's 21 numbers. If you could just keep counting in like this too. So my middle number is 90.1. That's my median. So if you look now, we've got an upper and a lower half. So this is my lower half. I need to find the middle of the lower half. That's all these numbers here. So I would just count in, count in, count in. I get 2 middle numbers. So since I have 2 middle numbers, I'm going to have to add them up and then divide by 2. All right, to find the middle of the upper half, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to just kind of count in until I find the middle number or numbers. So again, there's 2 of them. So these, I lost it. Those 2 are my middle numbers. So what I'd have to do to find the lower or the upper quartile, I'd have to do 98.3 plus 99.6 and then divide those by 2. All right, hope that helps. That was kind of a tricky one with some tricky numbers. All right, number 7 here, you're given data again, and you're given a generic looking box and whisker plot. So let's go through this one here. I need to rewrite these scores. Now again, it tells me the total is 20. So it means when I write these numbers out, I'm going to have 20 numbers. The smallest number is a 7, and I'm only going to write that one time. And then there's a 23. I'm going to write that one time. Then a 30. I'm going to write that once. I'm going to write 32 twice because there's 2 32s. I'm going to continue on with this pattern, 2 33s. All right, so I just finished writing those numbers, so I think I'd stopped at the 33 there. I wrote 34 one time. I wrote 35 3 times. So this tells me how many times to write those numbers. All right, so A and E, those are going to be my biggest and my smallest numbers. So A is my smallest number. E is going to be my biggest number. So that's how you always find the beginning and the end. Those should be easy numbers to find. It's B, C, and D that are a little trickier. C is the median. So I'm going to find the middle of these numbers. So they're just going to keep counting in here until I get to a middle number. See how very mathematically I'm doing this with my fingers here. So I've got two numbers in the middle. So what I do to find that median is I would have to add them up and then divide by 2. So 35 plus 35 is 70. 70 over 2 is just going to give me 35. So my middle number is 35. All right, now I'm going to go like this because that's actually where the middle of that data is. So I've got 10 numbers at the bottom half and 10 numbers in the top half. All right, so now I need the lower quartile. So that's going to be B. That's going to be my lower quartile. I'm going to put a Q for quartile. So I need to find the middle of this lower half. So I'm just going to keep counting in until I find, I've got two middle numbers. I've got 32 and 33. So to find that, lower quartile, I'm going to have to add them up and divide by 2. And that's going to give me this number, B. To find my upper quartile, I'm going to add these top numbers, I'm going to find the middle of these top numbers. And there should be 2 of them again, 46, 46. So my lower quartile would be 46 plus 46 divided by 2, which is just going to give you 46. So that's my D, my lower quartile. All right, so again, this A is my smallest number. E, this one at the very end here, this is always my biggest number, so those should be easy to find. The middle is the median, lower quartile, and oh, I wrote lower right there. Sorry. See, if we were in school, you guys would yell at me and say, Miss Rose, you messed that up. Upper quartile. I did it here too. My goodness, I'm losing it. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, we got some more numbers here in a chart. And then this should be an easier problem because you just have to figure out which box and whisker plot it is. So, but I'm going to go over how to do a box and whisker plot again really quick here. We need a number line. So my number line has to include at least the smallest number, which is 28, and the biggest number, which is 46. So I'm not going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I would probably start at maybe like 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I maybe would have done them a little bit smaller since it goes to 46. I don't know what it was like on the homework, but I'm going to have a dot for the smallest number. The smallest number is 28, so I need to have something, maybe about right there at 28. And then I need to have, so that was my smallest number. I need one where my biggest number would go. So my biggest number is a 46, so about right there. So that's my biggest number. So that might be something to kind of help you. Now to find the median, upper and lower quartile, you've got to do the work. So this is where it's kind of a pain in the patootie. So here I've got 1, 2, plus 11. So right here, that gives me 13 numbers. So from here to here, if I add those, I'm at 17, 18. So here I'm up to 18. So I'm just trying to find like maybe where the middle would be. So if I include this, now I'm at 23. Pretty much my middle is going to probably be right here at that 34. So my middle number, so what I was trying to do is just kind of like mentally, like how many of these numbers, my middle is going to be somewhere right in here. So my middle is going to be right at 34. So since you guys are just matching this up, what you can do is you can look and see where do you have one where the median is at 34. Hopefully that should help a little bit there. That was tricky. The lower quartile will be one of these numbers. The upper quartile will be probably in the middle, one of these numbers. All right, let's go on. Nice small numbers here. We don't have a million of them. First thing you want to do when you make a box and whisker plot is make a number line. So I'm going to make a number line here. And I need to at least include the smallest and the biggest numbers. So I need to at least have a 1 all the way up to a 10. So since there's not many, I'm just going to count by ones. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, I'm just doing this one by hand. The next one I'll show you with technology. To start this, you need the smallest number on the graph, which is just a 1. So I'm going to put a dot right there. I need the biggest number, which is a 10, to be represented on the graph. And that's right here. So that's my smallest and my biggest numbers. The next thing I need is the median. So I need to find the middle of this. So there's the 1 and the 10, the 8 and the 3, there. So I've got 2 middle numbers right here. So actually this is the middle. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smaller, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bigger. To actually find the median though, I'd have to do 7 plus 7 divided by 2, which gives me 7. So that's my median. And that is represented in the box and whisker plot right there. I'm just going to put a bunch of dots and you'll see what I do here. All right, the lower quartile is the middle of the lower half. So there's my half, or the lower half. I need to find the middle of this. So my lower quartile would be this number 6. So my lower quartile is just the 6. My upper quartile is the middle of the upper half. So I've got to find, here's my upper half. I need my upper quartile, and I just need to find the middle. It's at that 8 right there. So the 8 is my upper quartile. So you've got 5 numbers to work with here. The 3 middle ones here, you're going to put a rectangle box around. So pretty much you make a rectangle with the lower and the upper quartile. That's my median right there. So there's my box. The whiskers, you just connect the smallest and the biggest numbers. They're not necessarily always going to be the same size because, of how the data works out. All right, and there's my box and whisker plot. The next one I'm going to do is technology. I'm going to make another video for that one just so it's easier. But if you want to use this, instead of do it by hand, you could use technology. And again, I'll show you that in the next one.